Hey, what's up, everybody? Yours truly back in space, back in the place once again, Mickey Smith Jr. And I am delighted that we have this time together. We have an amazing um, guest today that's going to be working with you, my good friend, Mr. Chris Bence. And Chris is he's the balance master. I'm just be honest with you. He's the balance guy. So I'm excited because this week's focus is going to be on healthy habits, boundaries, and balance. And I had the opportunity of meeting Chris at a keynote event opportunity that I had in Western Carolina. And he's a band director from out of South Carolina, just a great guy who has an amazing story about his own personal journey. And what I love about Chris is he's the exceptional guy that's still the everyday guy. You know, sometimes when you see these folks that have made these transformations in their life and in their habits, sometimes they seem outer worldly, like you don't really be able to connect or relate to them. But Chris is a powerful example of what every person can be and what every person can do. So today I want to talk to you about the habits, kind of set this up. I need you to understand something. Making powerful, life-changing decisions. Uh, that's the habits we must master. Like at this point, we live in an unprecedented time, and we cannot afford anymore to live below those purposeful habits. And mastering a powerful mindset is the first start. That's what's required to upgrade our habits. It's all about our mindset. That's why we talked about our sound. The sound is the significance. It's the muscle and the mindset. We talked about that last week. And it involves shifting our focus when we catch ourselves going down that path of self pity, negative attitudes, those things that are just part of the human experience. Michael Jackson said it is human nature, right? Just like the song says. So it's not to condemn anybody today. I'm not here to put anybody on blast. We're just human beings. We're simply humanity on display. But that doesn't mean that we have to get bogged down in the negativity that comes with the human experience. And when it comes down to building good habits and getting rid of those lame ones, so to speak, our commitment to staying focused on who we are becoming is the most powerful element of who we are now. Did you catch that? Who you are becoming is the most powerful element of who you are in the precious present of the here and now. And it doesn't really matter who we are. If we fail to stay committed to forming good habits, we'll never be able to ditch the bad ones. So put your focus, put your perspective on the priorities and not the problems. Problems are meant to be committed to uh, by those that want to lose. But for those that are willing to keep on going, problems were never meant to be committed to, only recognized. Recognize the problems and commit to the solutions. And the solutions reside in your habits, they reside in your rituals, they reside in your routines. We don't stick to the habits we desire or permanently eliminate the ones we dislike because we focus on taking action. I believe we stick to the habits we desire and we permanently eliminate the ones we don't want uh, because we're getting familiar with our emotions. I need you to become familiar with who you are, your preferences, and your tendencies. Habits, I believe, influence our lives because they are more about who we are than what we do. Remember, I said it. We're human beings more than we're human doings. So I want you to focus on your actions. I want you to be a behavior detective of yourself. Ask yourself the question, why am I? Why do I tend to? Why do I find myself going through this thing over and over again? I believe that if you begin to master your routines, if you begin to master your habits, if you begin to set boundaries, then what happens is you create parameters, you create purpose, you operate in perseverance, and that is what brings you from your potential to your promise. But sometimes again, we fail to focus emotionally and mentally, and that's pretty significant. I need you to understand that you matter before the subject matter. This is why when our new habits get challenged or they get boring, we ditch them for something that's easier and more fun because we are tied so much into the emotional. Okay. Your feelings will fail you. In the feelings doesn't reside the phenomenal. I need you to push past the feelings. And in order to push past the feelings, you have to have a strong why. All right. When I can show kids why the scales and the arpeggios matter, then all of a sudden they're more inclined to do it because they understand it's going somewhere. I like to teach bite size. Why? Because bite size, we can digest that. We can ingest that. Okay. There's no immediate result in changing habits. I need you to understand that. But with small things done well, stacked on top of each other over time, we can have the time of our lives. And the outcomes may not always be clear at the beginning, but if you keep on going, if you stay true to yourself and you remain committed, okay, then you always get the results you want. So for this week, as we talk with Chris, and he shares more about his personal story, you're going to discover the techniques that are needed to shed bad habits, okay, and to adopt good ones, and the perspective that we need. I can't wait. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. When you get to the pyramid. Oh, I'm so excited, Chris. I'm not gonna take you your shine. I'm not gonna take you thunder. All I'm gonna say is when you see this, oh, the way he's got this thing laid out, it's gonna be amazing. And I'm telling you, when you get the perspective, okay, then you'll discover the techniques you need in the meantime to get rid of those bad habits, to shed the habits, right? And to adopt the good ones. I need us to shed. I need us to go to the woodshed. I need us to work it out. And in the subsequent talk that we'll have, your time with Chris, you'll also find out how to uproot negative behaviors and focus more on your emotions. I'm going to embed videos that speak to this. I want to get your reflection. I want to get your discussion. I need you guys to collaborate throughout the week because what we're doing is we're working our way to creating our own MAP, management action plan. And it's that management action plan is not going to be just quotes that you regurgitate from talks that we have, but it's you taking in the content and asking yourself the probing questions of how this relates to me. I don't want you to create a map that's reflective of somebody else. I want to be reflective of your unique personal significance, your story. So it's very important that you listen to our story, that you share your stories with one another because we're encouraged by the words of our stories and our testimony. And from that, we can create a vision, write that vision down, make it plain, and run with it so that our next steps can be our best steps and our next sounds can be our best sounds yet. Look, hey, I'm just trying to lob it up. I'm like the alley oop. I'm just throwing it up to LeBron. Hey, the king is in the building, Mr. Chris Benz. I'm telling you guys, Chris is going to bless you today. Giving you your undivided attention, and I can't wait to be back with you. Thank you so much, Chris, for sharing your time, your talent, your treasure. And again, guys, keep on going. Our sound will change the world if we do just that. Until next time.